Sometimes I feel like we've gotten so used to saying that we're afraid to start this or we're afraid to try this. Because if you really sit there and think about what is it you're afraid of, you'll realize that all of the fears that you're holding on to not only are stealing your dream life from you, but it's not even really anything to be scared about. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about living in fear and how to overcome it. Fear is just things that we've made up in our head. It's not anything that has happened. And if you've watched any of my lives, you've heard me say that fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing for a really long time. You may want to start a business, but you're afraid to fail. You may want to create content, but you're afraid people are going to laugh at you. And you have all this fear, and that fear that you're holding on to, the things that you're worried about, it hasn't even happened. You're just making this up in your head. It's about the future that's unknown, but even if worst case scenario happened, why is that the end of the world? If you started a business and let's say it did fail, why is that the end of your world? Why can't you just start another one? If you create content and Susie from high school finds it and she laughs, why is that the end of the world for you? So life doesn't go on? You can't still post despite the fact from Susie from high school is laughing at you? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it just sounds so silly when you break it down. You want to lose weight, but you're so afraid of what'll happen if you start yet another diet and you don't lose the weight that you want to lose. Okay, so then you just try again. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, why do we allow fear to steal our dream life from us? And I think it's because we've just gotten used to saying that we're afraid of what may or may not happen. It's just something that you're used to saying, because when you break it down, it just sounds ridiculous. You're gonna let your whole life go by. By the way, you only get one life. You don't get 10. You don't get 30. You get one life. And you're gonna let your one life go by not doing the things that you want to do because of what may or may not happen. That's crazy. That sounds absolutely stupid. And when you break it down like that, you will see that the thing that you're afraid to do is the very thing that'll change your life. You just don't have something to focus on that's positive. You're so used to being negative. You're just negative about everything. And I think a lot of times too, I used to be extremely negative, and I used to watch the news a lot. So that's negative, right? Every time you turn on the news, it's about who got shot, what war we're in, what Donald Trump said, right? Just nothing but negativity. When you get on social media and you're scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, what are you seeing? Rage bait content, negative, toxic dating content. Like, it just can be very negative, right? If you're gossiping, it's negative. If you're talking to your friends about someone else, it's negative. It's just all this negativity that's surrounding us all day. The world is negative. And so because you consume all this negativity all day, reality TV shows, it's negative, right? Yeah, that's what sells, but at the end of the day, it's still negative. Music that you listen to, 9 times out of 10, it's negative. So you're just so used to negativity that you operate in negativity. And you're worried about starting a business and all of the negative effects that it may have on you. You're so worried to create content because you're only thinking about the negative things that may happen if you try. We never think best case scenario. What if best case scenario, you post a video and even if it gets 0 views, even if Susie does laugh at you, but you feel good about the fact that you did something that you've always wanted to do? What if you launched that ebook that you've been holding on to for years? What if you sat down and you actually executed it, you finished it, and you uploaded it to your hosting site? Well, what about how that would make you feel as a woman? Because you actually followed through with that one promise that you made to yourself. And that feeling of feeling proud of you, it's addictive. You feel good because you finally did something that you were so afraid to do. And so now you want to do it again. And then you feel even better the second time you did it. So now you want to do it again and again and again. And the next thing you know, you're being consistent. You're showing up for yourself. You're putting yourself first. You're becoming more disciplined. And you are slowly getting the results that you want. But the reason why your mind can't go to positivity is because you're surrounded by nothing but negativity. And you're just so used to saying that you are living in fear. But that doesn't even make sense. I'm not telling you to quit your job. Like, so what are you scared of? I'm not telling you to move. So what are you afraid of? I'm not telling you that you have to go tell all your friends that you started a YouTube channel. So what are you afraid of? What are you really afraid of? 9 times out of 10, you don't even know. You don't even know. You have no clue what you're afraid of. You're just so used to saying that you're afraid. It just makes sense to you. But it actually just sounds silly. It sounds stupid. It sounds dumb as hell that, again, you get one life and you're going to waste your entire one life that you're blessed with in this imaginary world of negativity and fear that you believed for so long that is real. It's not real. You're making up these things. You're a little delusional. You're kind of crazy because nothing that you're afraid of has even happened. These are all worst case scenarios that you hold on to because you're just comfortable with saying, oh, I'm scared. That's just what you're comfortable with saying. You don't really know what you're afraid of. All you know is you are afraid to start. But when you break it down and you think about it, you'll realize that what I'm saying is real. There's nothing to be afraid of. And even if worst case scenario, the business flops, then you just start another one. Even if you post for 6 months straight and you get 0 views on each video, okay, make another account, try again. Like, what else you got to do? What else you got to do? Because if you're not working on yourself and doing the things that you say you want to do, you're just wasting time. So what else do you have to do? Scroll social media? You don't have anything else better to do. So why not just keep trying? Why not just keep going? Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you are so afraid of. I bet you it's pretty stupid. Make sure you guys join the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.